Torah Or Page, page 58. 58, first column. Okay, we'll start the fifth line. Now, the Rebbe is explaining that after there's no Beis Hamikdash, so now Kabbalas do it. So he says there's a level of Kabbalas of bringing the dam atomid. That is the blood of the Nefesh Habamis that you makriv on the Mizbech, like he's explaining Tzafeinu Lefnei Hashem, and he says Shepchinas Tzafeinu, which is the level of Rash Gadol. Misnas and V'neisim Esekisid Mus Kamada Adam. Like we said, it's with this that the neshama comes down and elevates the Nefesh Habamis, so the neshama becomes greater, even though the purpose of the neshama's descent is not to refine the neshama, because the neshama doesn't need refining, but nevertheless, by coming down, refining Nefesh Habamis, it becomes greater. And therefore, it picks up the kisei, the Muz Kamada Adam, B'Shesho Shemei L'Mateu, because the Nefesh Habamis and the Malachim come from the world of Tehul, Lefnei Malach Malach Lefnei Yisrael. Vinei, Havai is the level of Yud Chochma, is the level of Adam. Havai is already the level of Adam. Like we know, it's already the 10 spheres. Seichel, on top of Midas, the head, on top of the heart, and so on. Mashenki, Mirash Goldem is Nasim Lamaila. Lias is Havis, Zel Lefnei Havai, which is Marker, Bechinas Havai, but by the Rash Goldem of the Malachim, it says Lefnei Havai, higher than Yud Kei Vav Kei, meaning higher than the level of Adam. Shemisham Nimshach Lias is Havis, Bechinas Havai. Okay, so he says, what does a korban do, Lepel? It elevates your makriv, the Nefesh Habamis. That's similar to the concept of the Merkava, the animals uplifting the Adam and Ala Kisei. Just like the blood of the Talmud, they were brought the Nefesh, they were makriv from the Nefesh Habamis. Kachatfila b'makom korbanis. Is Baaliyas v'Iskalos Nefesh Habamis Sheba Adam, to elevate and include and make the Nefesh Habamis part of Hashem. Shogamkim b'Rash Gadol b'Chinas Rish Be'esh v'Slavos b'Tchukom v'Tzimoin, that the Nefesh Habamis should also have this longing and desire and thirst for Hashem. V'Zeh Adam u'Beima Teshi Havaya, in the level of Behema Sheba Adam. He says like this, Al Rebbe does simply the pasuk Adam u'Behema Teshi Hashem. Here he's saying the Behema of the Adam brings down this Teshi Hashem. The Yezbagam Ken Amshachas Bechinas Havaya. Also the Adam u'Behema Teshi Hashem means Teshi is salvation. So the Behema of the Adam causes the salvation of Havaya, meaning you bring down higher than Yud Kei Vav Kei into Yud Kei Vav Kei, making that greater. That's the level b'chol levavcha. Again, the Alter Rebbe is explaining there's Mesiras Nefesh of the Nefesh Habamis and there's Mesiras Nefesh of the Nefesh Elokis. So b'chol levavcha b'shnei yitzarecha represents Nefesh Habamis, right? That even the Nefesh Habamis is also Ahava to Hashem. He says the Shabbat Lev yesh beis chalolim chola yemani. The right ventricle is mali ave v'ruach, is full of air. V'cholas mali dam, and the left side is full of blood. Shadam hu nefesh. Revius adam, the levius adam that the Gemara says is nefesh tolibo. That in other words, in order for the soul to be in the body, it needs a revius of dam, 3 ounces of blood to keep the neshama in the body. But it's interesting when the Alter Rebbe says over here, the Alter Rebbe says the same expression, but in Tanya says it, chol yemani she'ein by dam. And the Chol HaSmali is Mali Dam. Right? Therefore, the Nefesh Habamis is on the left side of the heart. And the Alter Rebbe says in Perek Tez, Mishka Nefesh Habamis is B'chol Yamani on the right side of the heart. Nefesh Habamis is on the left side of the heart. Nefesh Habasar, Nefesh Habasar Badomi. And the right side is the Nefesh Habamis. And Nefesh Ulikir, Shein By Dam. So the Rebbe writes in the comment, there's blood on the right side of the heart too. So the Rebbe explained what the Rebbe means, there's no fresh blood. The fresh blood is on the left side. the blood, the old blood, goes through the right and then becomes refined on the left. And he says, "Shesham Yiseido Eish V'Chaim Tivi." Kanei, as it's known, Shekanfei Hareya. The literally means the wings of the lung. Menashim Alalev, blow on the heart, Lekadim Mechamimis, to cool it down from its warmth. So he says, what's the ultimate level of it? What's the davening? Okay, in the Beis Hamikdash they brought damatomid. They brought Safayna Lefnei Havaya, that's where it was brought. It was brought down in a level higher than Yud Kei Vav Kei. Meaning, by bringing a behemoth on that side of the Beis Hamikdash, you were elevated to a higher level, even higher than Yud Kei Vav Kei, Lefnei Havaya. He said, what is that in davening? That's the level of davening which is elevating the Nefesh Habamis, which is from the world of Teil, which when you elevate the Nefesh Habamis, you reveal the source of the Nefesh Habamis in its love also for Hashem. So therefore, bottom line, what you're doing is you're revealing the world of Teil, which is higher than the level of Tikkun, which is the Adam himself, and therefore you bring Mamshech, the level of Lifnei Havaya, higher than Yud Kei Vav Kei, in Yud Kei Vav Kei. So that's one level of davening which is similar to the carbon that they brought.
Rabbi, is the lung considered not to be good because it cools down the passion of...
Yeah, but he's being according to the passion and Nefesh Habamis.
Oh,
V'nei achre b'chinis is elho v'yiskal lezu. Of ruach ha'isir ruach v'amshir ruach, after you elevate the Nefesh Habamis and it becomes one with Kedusha, la'amshir chayitza baruch hu lemata. Like it says, ruach ha'isir ruach v'amshir ruach, meaning when you have this spirit, then it brings down Hashem's spirit. Kamayim aponim leponim, he says, like through the face of reflection of water. Kshem shemavato satzvei. Miyesh liyayin, just like a person, the Naved of the Nefesh Habamis, is mevatel himself, yesh liyayin, kachdim shech l'mayla. The same thing, l'mayla, it becomes, shete ashros, eritzav baruch hu mamish l'mata, kamei l'mayla. So he says like this, when you break your nature, so Hashem breaks his nature. That's where Hashem set it up. A person is mevatel his yesh, to make it bittul, the bittul of the Nefesh Habamis telukus. So then you cause Hashem to change his nature. What do you mean you cause Hashem to change his nature? Normally Hashem reveals a limited amount of elukus in the world. So now, because you broke your nature, making the yesh into ayin, so Hashem now reveals the ayin into the yesh, meaning a level of elukus that he normally doesn't reveal, higher than world, the infinite level of elukus, he reveals it in the body. That's the level of b'chol nafshecha. B'chol levavcha. B'chol nafshecha refers to b'chol keiches ha-nefesh. Machshava dibur ha-maisem. Nafshecha, he says, refers to the keiches of the nefesh, the power of machshava dibur ha-maisem. V'gam kol nefesh, klula mi nefesh ruach neshama. Like the Alter Rebbe says in Perek Beis of Tanya, that every nefesh is composed of the nefesh ruach neshama. Every person based on their own level. Yashmari Mikra, there are people that are into Chumash, Yashmari Mishra, the Talmud. Okay? So he says this second level of B'chol Nafshecha, elevating the Machshava Dibur HaMais of the person, that's the inyan of Adlokas HaNeiros. That's kindling the Menera. Remember, he said there are various Avedas in the Beis Hamikdash. One was Korbanis, Damatomid. That's the level of being Makir the Nefesh Habamis. Then he says, then there was lighting the Menorah, right? What does the Menorah, lighting the Menorah represent? Elevating the Machshava Dibur HaMais, illuminating them with Kedusha. El Shabein or Abayim in the evening, Madik goes Zayin Neiros. He lit, like we know at night, he lit all 7 candles. And then okay, so first he lit the 6th one, then the 7th one. To reveal the level of Torah b'chol nafshecha. What is nafshecha? The nefesh hasichlis. B'chol levavcha represents elevating the nefesh habamis. B'chol nafshecha represents machshava dibur ma'aseh, illuminating it. That's elevating the nefesh hasichlis. That B'chlal Chassidus doesn't talk too much about, but the nefesh hasichlis is the in between the nefesh halikis with the nefesh habamis, and the nefesh hasichlis is the one that makes the decision to follow the nefesh habamis or to follow the nefesh halikis. And then it comes to the higher level of B'chol Me'idecha, B'chol Mamincha, which is the level of tzedakah, Shistam mitzvahs ma'asis, which represents mitzvahs. In other words, like this: B'chol Levavcha represents the nefesh habamis. B'chol Nafshecha represents the nefesh hasichlis, which is machshava dibur ma'aseh. And then B'chol Me'idecha refers to tzedakah, which is B'chal mitzvahs. B'chol Me'idecha, elevating your whole body in the concept of mitzvahs. K'neida shamitz is saying b'asiyah gashmis, because mitzvahs deal only with physical objects. That's the level of keteiros. Hanas misamamonim, which is made from the incense, shein b'hem tam, that has no taste. Ve'enim min meichel, it only has a smell, but there's no taste to all that incense stuff. Ve'em nasa b'chinas hareach. Then it causes the keteiros is the smell, the anana keteiros, right? The fire of the keteiros comes up, to strengthen the intellect, the brain, and to revive the nefesh. Where's the nefesh? Elokis primarily is in the head. Alter Rebbe says in Tanya. What does the keteiros do? Reach, the Gemara says, Meishev HaNefesh. So God forbid somebody faints, you give him something to smell. So therefore, what's the level of reach? Returns the nefesh, meaning like this. Normally the neshama flickers and the neshama wants to get out of the body. What keeps in Aveda, what keeps the neshama in the body? That's the level of the keteiros. The reach that keeps the neshama back into the body. Okay.